Hey there, it is Colin, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you how to maximize your ad quality score in Google Ads. Now, this is focused on service businesses that provide a local service, things like plumbing, roofing, pressure cleaning, anything with a similar business model, really. Now, just a little bit about me. I run Local Growth Group. We set up and manage Google Ads funnels, and we've successfully added 10 to 50K plus in consistent monthly revenue for our clients. So that's just to say we know a thing or two about doing this. Now, in this video, we're going to cover why quality score is important, what expected CTR, landing page experience, and ad relevance is, and how to actually improve each of those metrics and the overall quality score. So, the importance of quality ads. Quality score is a metric that is made by Google, and it determines, how good they think your ad is. And it's measured by three main metrics. So, you have the expected CTR, the landing page experience, and the ad relevance. So, Google is a search engine, that's their product. It's somewhere you can look up pretty much any piece of information or, business or whatever you're looking for. And as a business, they want to be providing their users with the best experience. And the same goes with the ads that they push. So they ultimately want to be pushing good quality ads to show the people using Google, right? Which is absolutely fair enough. So the importance of a high quality ad score is that if you have a low quality score, Google is going to show you ads less often, and they're going to be charging you more per click. Now, I can imagine that you can understand why this is a problem, but just to explain it, if your ads are shown less often, that means you're going to get less impressions or views, which obviously means you're going to get less customers. Now, if you have a higher cost per click, pretty straightforward as well, it's going to be more expensive, meaning your cost per acquisition or cost per lead is going to be much higher, which ultimately leads to, you guessed it, you're going to be less profitable. You're going to be getting less customers. You're going to be spending more to get those customers, making your business less profitable. So let's break down the metrics that make up quality score and how we're going to improve them. So quality score metrics. So we have expected click-through rate, landing page experience, and ad relevance. And they're generally rated by below average, average, and above average. And then they're totaled from 1 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 quality score. So if these are all above average, you'll probably get a 10. If they're all below average, you'll probably get like a 1 or a 2. So that's just how they get the score. And just so you know, I think these metrics are all pretty relative. So it's relative to your competitors, especially the expected CTR, but I'll break them down further. Now, I was going to go from expected CTR to ad relevance, but we're going to go the other way because personally, I think we're going to go in the order that I think is the easiest to improve, right? So ad relevance. So this, in my opinion, is the easiest to improve. So this is about how relevant your ad is to your target keyword searches in your ad group. So the keywords you've added to your ad group and the audience, right? So it's measured by how much the messaging of your target keywords, ad copy, and landing page align. So improving this, right? This is the easiest to get the above average rating. So you want to focus on this first. So you want to ensure the content and the ad copy include your target keyword and the ideas throughout. So I'll visually explain this with a little diagram I've created. So at the top, you have the ad group, and then you have the ad copy and the landing page. So people, based on your keywords, they'll search and find your ad. They come to your ad, click on your ad, and then go to your landing page, right? So I've created 3 examples of above average, average, and below average. So an above average, like a good high relevance ad, would look like this. So let's say you're targeting the keyword emergency roof repairs, LA, in your ad group. Then you get people to click on your ad, and your ad copy is going to say emergency roof repairs, LA. And then your landing page is also going to say emergency roof repairs, LA. You'll notice a theme here that from the keywords that you're targeting to the ad copy you're writing to the landing page copy you're writing, they all mention the same thing, right? So that creates really high ad relevance. And that's why people create ad groups with singular keywords in it. They're called single keyword ad groups, or SKAGs for short, and they have really high relevance. And that's why people often do them. Now, as you can see over here, if you have average ad relevance, let's say you have emergency roof repairs, 24/7 roof repairs, and then roof repairs LA. They're pretty similar, but they're not super, super similar like the first example. That's why you'll probably get average ad relevance. Now, below average ad relevance, I hope none of you watching are doing this because this is a pretty obvious one not to do. Let's say you're targeting roof repairs for your keywords, but then your ad says plumbers, and then your landing page says law firm. Obviously, I highly doubt any of you are doing this, but this will be an example on how to have terrible ad relevance, right? So obviously do not do that. You want to be doing something like this, or at least like this. Part we're going to focus on is landing page experience. So this is based on the user experience of the landing page. It's measured by, I believe, a human Google representative actually checks your landing page once it's built. And they might do this once a month or two. I'm not sure how often, but that's just what I've heard. And secondly, the Google's algorithm will determine your landing page experience based on collecting behavioral data. So things like how long do people stay on your page? Are people converting? Are people scrolling through your page? Is your page providing what people want? That kind of thing, right? So I like to focus on improving landing page experience because, in my opinion, it's the second easiest to get above average. So I would focus your efforts on this next. Generally speaking, you want to focus on clear, readable design. Having content that messaging that resonates with the target audience and technically functions very well, right? So this is how, obviously this isn't a landing page video, but these are the main things that I would focus on. So the above the fold does 80% of the work. And the reason I say this is, I'd say 60 to 70% of people won't scroll past this. And there's data to back this as well. I'm not just making it up. So you really want to focus like literally 80% of your effort on the above the fold, right? And this is just an example that I've done. I believe it's converting at, this page is converting at like 25% plus. So it's really good, not to toot my own horn. But yeah, so to maximize the above the fold performance, I would address the target audience and desired service. So once again, for relevance, roof cleaning in Perth. Focus on benefits and outcomes of your service. As you can see, I'm not going to go over it in great detail, but you want to all the selling points, any things like reviews, ratings, things that reverse the risk or lower the risk, any awards you've got and that kind of stuff. You want clear, low friction CTAs, so it's very easy to see where to call you and how to get my free quote, that kind of stuff. And generally, you want an image of, the service and making sure the design is appealing and aesthetic, right? And as for the actual content of the landing page, I want to pause this to read this. I'm not going to go in great detail, but I'll read it through it. So you want the above fold to follow the things I said just before. You want to address the process of working with you and the outcomes, so how to actually work with you and what to expect when working with you. You want third-party reviews and testimonials for credibility. Third-party stuff compared to like just writing it yourself on the page, it's much more trustworthy. You can easily fake reviews these days, so having it from something like a Google business profile is very beneficial. You want to address what you do and why they should choose you. Make sure you have images of results or like the work you do. Before and afters work great in a lot of cases. If you can do them, if they're applicable to your business, definitely do them. Who your service is for. So you want to be clear about who your targeting is for. You might offer your service for only commercial people, or you might only do it for residential people. Right. So you want to make that clear as well. There may be other services you provide that are relevant. So you want to add that to your page as well, just in case that's something else that your potential customer wants, right? Optionally, you can add things like benefits and more reasons to hire you just for extra credibility. I would add an FAQ addressing customer concerns so that they choose you. So just add the questions that most people ask you, right? Just from your experience. Call to action. So obviously you want clear instructions on how to contact you and how to work with you and reduce that friction as much as possible. In the footer, the bottom part of the website, just once again include your logo, contact details, and anything that adds extra credibility, right? So you might want to reiterate the stuff that's in the above the fold section. And as a side note, for the technical part of it, you want to improve the load-in time. This is very important. You want to generally have, as a rule of thumb, load in your page within 3 seconds. You can use Page Speed Insights to test this. Just some quick things on what you can do to improve that. You can compress images and convert them to WebP format using tiny PNG. Optimize compressed HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code with a plugin. I like to use NitroPack. It depends on your website. But yeah, you can use a plugin in most cases to do that. You want to avoid fancy animations or fonts in general. Keep the website lean with minimal code, not too many plugins. That way there's less stuff to load in. And generally just have a good web host. So I use SiteGround and to host my websites, and they're fantastic and affordable. So I'll leave a link in the description for that as well if you want to use that. And as a bonus, make sure your website's mobile compatible. And this is really important because 60+% of people are on mobile these days. You're obviously losing customers if it looks like crap on mobile. So 100% recommend that you fix that. And I like to just remove tablets from ad targeting just because not many people are using tablets. And second of all, it's just there's so many different sizes of tablets, and you'll be here all day trying to optimize your website to fit every size. So I just get rid of them. It makes my life a lot easier. Now, expected CTR. So this, in my opinion, is the hardest, and I've never gotten above average. I'll have to admit that. But yeah, if someone has done that before, let me know in the comments, but I want to hear what you've done. But yeah, this is what Google thinks how likely people click on your ads, right? So this is measured by once again, what Google thinks, and it's measured relative to your competitors. So if yours is below average, chances someone else is doing way better than you, right? Now, the actual CTR data, so it can be based on like the actual performance of your ads, like the actual CTR. But I say sort of because I've had times when I'm getting a keyword that's doing like 20 or 30+% CTR, and it's like you're getting below average, and it's like, okay, why isn't it high? You know what I mean? So I would focus least your efforts on here and actually just worry about the actual click-through rate. Now, how do you improve expected click-through rate? Like I said, it's the hardest to get above average. I rarely am able to get a good score on this, so I focus on this last. But that isn't to say that I don't care about the headings. I really do, and as long as I'm getting a good click-through rate on paper, I'm happy with that. So you want to focus on search relevance, USPs, authority, credibility. You're probably sensing a theme here. Those are the main things I focus on throughout the entire funnel. And it's generally you want to focus on the value outcomes and benefits of your service rather than the features, right? So let's go through a couple examples. Heading 1, you're going to be focusing on maximizing the search relevance and the ad relevance. So in most cases, it's your service plus location. Heading 2, your unique selling points. So you want to entice clicks and get people to choose your business. Things that differentiate your business, reduce the perceived risk or increase the perceived value, right? So those are the things you want to do. And the third heading, you want to basically say why you should be trusted or why people should rely on you. So things like social proof, experience, and policies, that kind of stuff that sets you apart and allows people to, make it a no-brainer to work with you. I've written these examples over here. So I've gone through these on another video before, but I'm just going to go through them again. So let's say you're a drain plumber in Perth. Heading 1 will be blocked a drain plumber. Perth, because that, once again, that's relevance right there. You got the service and location. Second heading, you want to do, I did fixed first time fast. What that means is, it's focusing on the desired outcome. You want someone to get the job done quickly and get it right the first time. So that's pretty important. And 20 years of experience, that just boosts your credibility. You got to be pretty good if you've done it for 20 years, right? Next example, you have emergency roof repairs. You have a heading 1, which is emergency roof repairs, the location, which is Sydney, so very high relevance. 2, they're within the hour. So this is really important because in emergency services, people really value the urgency and the time, right? So if you can say that you're going to be there within an hour, chances are most of your competitors aren't going to be saying this. And if you do this, people are going to choose you over your competitors because if you have water leaking into your house or potentially damaging your roof or causing a hazard, right? It's really important that the job gets done quickly. So you're going to be wanting to work with the person that solves that problem for you ASAP. So that's a really powerful heading, in my opinion. And we've just added fully insured and 5-star rated. So fully insured, something goes wrong, we're all good. So that just reduces the perceived risk. 5-star rated proves the credibility. If you're 5-star rated, you must be pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty commonly used one, but it's not bad in my opinion. Civil law firm example, we don't really do civil or any law firms really, but I just like this example because the heading, you have civil dispute lawyers, Texas. Once again, service plus location, very relevant. Heading 2, you don't pay until you win. That's very low risk and high reward. So it just makes it a no-brainer to work with you. And I know a lot of law firms do this, but just because all of them do it doesn't mean you shouldn't add this here because most people that aren't lawyers, which is most people, they're not going to know this. So it's really important that you put this in there so that they do know. Third heading, 500 cases won, $48 million claimed. I don't know much about law. I just made this number up. But this showcases that you've got a lot of experience, but not only that, you're very competent because you've won a lot of cases and you've made back a lot of money for your customers, right? So this means you're very experienced and very good. So that therefore we should trust you. So focus on relevance, the benefit and the outcome, benefit of the outcome of working with you, and just focus on that credibility and authority, and you'll be 90% of the way there, right? So that pretty much sums it up. So the final takeaway from this video: low quality score means you're going to get less impressions or views, which means less customers. You're going to have a higher cost per click, which means higher costs and less profit, right? The things you want to focus on is ad relevance. So align your keywords, ad copy, and landing page content to focus on the same wording and the same messaging, right? Number 2, landing page experience. So once again, you want high relevance. You want to structure it very well. That's so it's easy to read and easy to navigate through. You want meaningful content that resonates with your target audience, the pain points, providing a solution, that kind of thing. and the technical functions. So loading in quickly, mobile compatibility, that kind of stuff. You want it to work very well, and the expected click-through rate. So you want to focus on that by, once again, relevance, focusing on benefits and outcomes, and building that authority and credibility. You notice a lot of that's the same throughout, but it's very important, and that's why I repeat it. Now that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you would like somebody to help you, set up and manage your Google Ads funnels for your service business, feel free to reach out and book a call with the link below. Be sure to subscribe and like this video because I'll be breaking down lead gen with Google Ads in great detail. So as I post them, you'll be able to watch and build and implement a lot of this stuff yourself. And finally, if you want to dig a little bit deeper, I have free guides down in the description. You'll be able to learn how to set up a Google Ads funnel for free, and I'll be consistently updating them and adding more guides on the way. So once again, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.